From coast to coast across the United States, Jesuit priest Father Matt Rule is pedaling thousands of miles. But this ride is more than just a test of endurance. It's a mission of hope, a journey of faith, and a call to action. This is Pedaling with Purpose, the Lighthouse Ride Belize journey. So why a ride? Because action speaks louder than words. A journey of 1,000 miles captures attention, inspires generosity, and shows commitment.
When I see these school buildings that are in very poor shape, that's the sort of thing that hurts my heart, to see our kids going into these buildings and these teachers. So I'm a pastor, and I think by the grace of God, pastors have empathy for the people they pastor. There's compassion and sympathy. And so I see these school buildings and I think, good God, we got to fix this.
Each pedal stroke is a statement that children in Belize deserve better. And while Lighthouse Ride Belize,
Like everything else, you dream, you fantasize, you hope the Holy Spirit's working in your brain. And I thought, well, okay, so we got a big, beautiful lighthouse in Belize. We got a lighthouse at Brunswick, Maine, where we'll be starting from, and there's a lighthouse in Santa Monica, California. So you go from lighthouse to lighthouse to lighthouse, then back to the lighthouse. So I thought, okay, well, we're just going to call this the Lighthouse Ride because that's what this is all about. I also like the symbolism of the light, a lighthouse which guides you where you got to go.
education is the foundation of opportunity. Yet in Belize, many Catholic public schools are struggling. Roofs leak, classrooms are overcrowded, and resources are scarce. Dedicated teachers work tirelessly, but they cannot do it alone.
Father Matt and I started the discussion of what we're facing in our schools. This was like 3 years ago or more. And he was prompted, I guess, by God and he came up with this idea. It was in discussion because of the enormous needs that we have. Both Father Matt and I came on board working with the schools directly around the same time. And we found ourselves together, putting our heads together, and we really saw that, gosh, it's pretty bad. Some of our schools are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, these buildings, and some of them are falling apart. So the maintenance has been too expensive for us. And there was a time when not much was being put into maintaining the buildings. So now we're feeling the pinch of that.
For Father Matt, this ride is personal. His mission goes beyond the roads of America. It reaches into the heart of Belize, where he has witnessed firsthand the resilience of students and the struggles of schools.
My name is Miss Scott Kelvin, and I am a teacher here at Holy Angels RC School in Pomona Village. That's in the Stand Creek District. Currently, we have been the victims of a lot of break-ins. It is unfortunate that a school, which is an institution that serves this community, has been a victim of these recent acts of vandalism. Our windows have been tampered with. That is the current channel which these vandals have been using to get into our buildings. It has been very frustrating because we can't leave anything in our classrooms anymore. So currently, we do need a little bit of upgrade, or a lot of upgrade, when it comes to our windows, our doors. We need our louvers changed, but we also need probably burglar bars.
My name is Orlando Lucas. I am the vice principal here at Holy Angels RC School. We have a rock butt issue here on the administration building. We have holes in the outside where I'm assuming they come in the afternoon, especially when it's hot. You can hear them up in the roof.
My name is Lara van Stuvenberg. I'm the principal of Sacred Heart School. In November, we did an assessment of the school, myself and the priest. And when we looked at the situation of the school, we realized that it wasn't feasible for our students to be having classes in these classrooms. And during that time, it was the rainy season also, and teachers would come to school and realize that their whole classroom is flooded. So we used to get a lot of rain, and then the entire classroom was flooded. So you could imagine how these classrooms are when the students are in class and then it's raining.
According to Unison, 1/3 of the kids in Toledo, where I'm a pastor, are stunted by malnutrition. So you only have to be a thinking human being to say, well, that's a problem. You can't have. And then I was at St. Martin's, and before we had a program over there, the teachers would say, Father, they're like wilted plants. The kids are like hungry, so they look like wilted plants. So that is a priority. Clearly, hungry children is a bad thing.
When it comes to nutrition, some areas we do need feeding programs. We do need maybe at least to subsidize some of the feeding programs that are there already to make sure that they continue, and to work with our other stakeholders, the ministry and some communities that are already starting to help us, but we need a lot more. And so we're hoping that some of those funds can go towards that so we can keep our children healthy and tummies filled so that they can learn.
These are the lives the Lighthouse Ride Belize is working to change. At 6:34 p.m., Father Matt and his team arrived at the Santa Monica Pier, completing a 78-day cross-country ride that began in Brunswick, Maine. The journey started with a symbolic dipping of their wheels into the Atlantic Ocean on July 15, 2025, and concluded in matching fashion as they dipped their wheels into the Pacific on October 1st. Greeted by cheers, the historic ride closed with the team's final break-in at the pier, signaling the end of their effort and the beginning of a well-deserved rest. But once the wheels stop turning, the real work begins. You can be part of the change. Your donations will go directly to repairing schools and giving students the education they deserve. Each dollar raised is an investment in our children's future.
Your generous support helps us continue the mission of Catholic education in Belize. For local donations, you can deposit directly to the Catholic Public Schools Belize bank account number 129-780-0101-20001. For international donations, simply visit www.lighthouseridebelize.org. Under the Donate Now icon, you'll be able to make a secure donation using your credit card. Every contribution, big or small, makes a difference in shaping hearts, minds, and the future of our children. Thank you for supporting Catholic education in Belize.
The Lighthouse Ride Belize is not just a journey across America. It's a call to transform classrooms in Belize. With your help, this ride will end not just with miles conquered, but with lives changed. Together, we can light the path forward for every child who dreams of learning.
Our schools need a lot of work, not just infrastructure, but I think administratively we need a lot of work. And so the hope is one day in the not too distant future, there's just a huge amount of pride in our 112 Catholic grade schools. You know, we are the largest stakeholder in primary education, the Catholic churches. And I live for that moment when from the Rio Hondo to Old Sar Stew, everybody talks about the pride, the goodness of the Catholic schools in this country. That's my goal, is to restore Catholic primary education to some glory.
This is the Lighthouse Ride Belize. This is pedaling with purpose.